Hey folks, it's Jared Manninen from the website TahoeTrailGuide.com. Today I'm bringing you another short tutorial about tackling downhill terrain on cross-country skis. Like the previous videos in this little mini series, I'm not going to go into like really specific downhill technique, kind of going into the more conceptual stuff, the more in-between or hidden technique, things that we can do to mitigate our risk when going downhill that may or may not actually be a technique. That said, what we're talking about today, terrain management, that's going to be the topic of discussion. It does require you to be effective in your snowplow. At bare minimum, you have to have a good snowplow. This idea of managing the terrain on which we're skiing is going to be different on a groomed trail such as I am right now than in the backcountry. In the backcountry, you have limitations, but you also have some other options because you can pretty much go anywhere. When we're on a groomed trail like this, it's kind of assumed that we're going to be on really light gear, skinny skis, the track skis. And we won't necessarily be able to capitalize on a lot of this off-trail backcountry terrain because these skis just aren't designed for that purpose. So we're kind of limited by this groomed trail, which is great because it's a uniform surface. We don't have to worry about breaking through crusty snow or anything like that, but it does limit the space that we have to work with. Managing terrain, there's four main points about it that I want you to consider. Can we use the terrain to help us come to a complete stop? Can we use it to help us slow down? And then on the other end of the spectrum, can we use terrain to help us maintain our speed? And even further down that path, can we use the terrain to help us accelerate or allow us to blast through some area that may end up like slowing us down when we don't want to? So those are kind of the four main areas of terrain management that I want you to consider when you're out skiing. How can you use that terrain to your advantage, whether you're going to use it to help you slow down and stop or maintain your speed and speed up? I know a lot of people are going to be more in line with the former, the slowing down versus speeding up. But once you get better and more proficient and know the trails on which you're skiing better, you'll be able to amp up the intensity a little bit. The bottom line for terrain management is it's going to take a combination of body movements and techniques for you to feel really confident going down those downhills. I use the snowplow a lot, in spite of the fact that I can do a hockey stop just fine. I can do modified parallel just fine. But I'm using active feet. I'm getting in a tuck. I'm doing the pizza, French fries all the time when I'm out and it's really hilly. Like this is intermediate. These are blue trails that I'm on right now. They're not super steep, but they're got a lot of whips and curves to them. Got a lot of whoop-de-doos going up and down. So it does make it challenging to find flow within that type of terrain if you're very timid on the downhills. I will try to use hills as much as possible, knowing what the run out is at the bottom of a hill. Like if I know the terrain that I'm skiing on, the specific trail, I can go ahead and maybe go kind of fast downhill, knowing that it's either going to come to a flat area where I'm going to gradually slow down just due to basic friction, or if I'm going to be going back uphill and I'm actually trying to keep my speed or go a little bit faster downhill so that I don't have to work as hard going uphill. But you can also do that to just come to a complete stop. I just kind of want you to get in your mind that it takes a combination of various things, and you may or may not see that happening on my skis or my feet when I'm going downhill, but trust me, I'm doing a lot of different stuff. The first thing is just getting a confident snowplow. Get good at your snowplow and then get really good at step turns. Both of those combined, you can tackle just about any possible scenario. So between that, well, and then throw in active feet. So if you can have active feet, a good step turn, and a snowplow, and then maybe throw in some side step, side slip action there, you can tackle just about any terrain at a groomed cross-country ski area. There's not going to be a whole lot that you won't be able to do safely. Is it going to be fun side slipping down something really steep? No, but at least you're going to be able to get down safely, and that's kind of the name of the game until you become more confident in your skills, and then you can go a little bit faster. So I just want you to get in your mind that it takes a combination of all these different parts, and once you get the basics down, you can start mixing and matching what needs to happen in order to do the downhill technique. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out TahoeTrailGuide.com for more information about cross-country skiing and snowshoeing at Lake Tahoe. Thank you to all my Patreon subscribers, those who provide one-time gratuities via Venmo and PayPal. You guys are amazing. Thank you to all my subscribers on the various social media platforms that I'm a part of. I'm gonna just say goodbye now before I keep going on. Take care, folks.